Hey, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Yankees fan. Geoff Blum, Astros announcer. Game on.
Game on.
Yeah.
Game on.
And this is Gary O'Reilly, and I'm Chuck Nice, and this is Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us. And the reason why Gary pointed that out is because we're here in studio talking about baseball, man.
Baseball, and I brought my trainer with me, DJ Price.
This is DJ Price.
Hey, DJ,
He coaches college baseball here in town.
Yes,
and I said, well, come on by, because I know he's going to have some opinions.
Right.
So, welcome to Playing with Science. You're outnumbered, dude. You are seriously outnumbered.
I'll tell you this much. If those of you who are tuning in right now via Facebook Live, you can ask us anything you want. If you want to ask Geoff Blum something about the Astros, if you want to ask Neil something about baseball and the universe, if you want to ask DJ something about baseball and training, we got it all here. If you want to ask me something about, I don't know, just my general life.
I need a joke right here.
Maybe you need, or if you want to ask Gary something about
anything you like.
how soccer and baseball actually compare and contrast, you can do that, and I'll be taking your questions as we go through. So somebody already said, Neil, I love your shirt, and clearly you are a Yankees fan because you are from...
Born and raised in the Bronx. Bronx in the house.
Right on. Right on.
He lives in the Bronx, too. So.
And DJ is wearing an Eagles hat. Let me just point this out. Anybody who's a Playing with Science fan knows that I am a huge Eagles fan, so thank you, DJ.
All right, Geoff, who's going to win? Astros, Yankees.
The game or the series?
All of the above.
All of them.
Is tonight game one?
Tonight's game
Tonight
one.
is game one, right?
I can't give it away. Yeah.
Tonight is game one. Geoff, you're on tonight announcing tonight's game, correct?
No, you know what? I'm done. Regional sports TV broadcasters are done. They go regional. I'm a fan tonight.
Oh, good for
cool.
you. You get to watch the game.
Why the Astros and not the Yankees for you?
Dallas Keuchel pitches very good at Minute Maid Park, and the Astros offense, so they're setting records with their OPS that I know Neil loves in the playoffs, over
OPS,
900.
They add in percentages.
Push his buttons.
Add percents.
Yeah.
Okay?
They're
He's messing with your
over-
mind.
If I'm 80% good and you're 80% good, we're not together 160% good. That's not how you do numbers. But go on. Go, Geoff, yes.
No,
you're looking at the numbers.
Astros are good. They're young, swinging the bat's good, and they put a hurting on Tanaka in 2015 last time they faced off in the playoffs.
You got memories there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
History.
let's get to a question real quick. Jeff Kohler, another Jeff, says, what would happen if you switched a baseball to a cricket ball?
Ooh,
How would that change the game?
Is a cricket ball like wood?
No. It's the same thing. It's slightly larger because it's got the raised stitches and so it's slightly larger and red.
I'm thinking,
Go ahead, Jeff.
It's only got
I'm
one
thinking
seam.
of the wicket ball or whatever.
So, Jeff, it only has
Only
one seam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only has one seam, so it reacts differently when they spin it and stuff like that. The baseball moves a little bit differently, but I think you're right as far as size and weight. It's leather covering wood, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. So, Neil, would that speed up or slow down the game?
If the ball is heavier, stuff is going to go slower.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look at the speed of a golf ball that gets hit and how far it goes. I mean, yeah. Plus, you want it to be dense enough so that it can actually win against the air, right? So you could ball up a sheet of paper, throw it as hard as you want. It's not going to go more than 10 feet. So the combination of size and weight and density, especially, matters here.
All right.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Very cool. Very cool.
And who pitches faster? Is it the bowler, in cricket, or is it the?
I think the pitcher. The baseball pitcher will come.
pitch
Because, I mean, Aroldis Chapman's going to dial up
I
3
would say
digits.
you've got Aroldis Chapman there. He pitches 105 miles an hour. That's incredible.
He's dialing up 3 digits. I think.
So these guys who do that, how fast do their balls go?
Don't forget, it's going to hit the ground and bounce.
Yeah.
So they're going to be
Off
not
the
far.
pitch.
Yeah, off the pitch. They're not going to be far behind, but
Okay. All right.
they're not quite there.
Okay, if you threw a baseball through a wormhole.
Oh, there's always a wormhole.
There it is.
There's always a wormhole.
That was a wormhole. Them darn wormholes.
It's like that pigeon.
Actually, I just made that up, but
no.
I know our listeners. I know how they are.
But I have an answer. You can play baseball across the universe through a wormhole. I mean, just think about that. You throw through the wormhole, and someone is waiting on the other side of that hole, and then out comes the ball, and then you swing, and
you go back and you hit it back through the
cross-universe baseball game. That'd be cool.
Trans-universal baseball.
Yep.
I love it. All right, let me find another question.
There's another
very
new
quickly.
sport we've invented.
Can Aaron Judge strike out enough times to cause a black hole in the Yankees? You son of a...
There's a black hole in the swing.
Dare you.
Oh.
DJ, why is he striking out? What's he doing wrong here?
I mean, he's definitely getting a lot more breaking pitches. I mean, you can tell that he's
Yep, you're right.
he's not going the other way with it. He's trying to pull. He's pulling his left side out, I think, a little bit. And he's not waiting. He's just not getting the recognition that he needs. And
You're saying he's not as good on the slower pitches?
Well, I mean, it's easy to hit a fastball within reason. I mean, the slower pitches are going to move. They're gonna change planes. So it's definitely something you have to put into perspective and try to go the other way with. And he just in the beginning of the season he was hitting the ball to the right side a lot more. Yeah. And now he's getting left field happy, center field happy.
You agree with that, Geoff?
No, a lot of it is approach, but you also got to add in the pressure of the postseason. So when
a first timer in the postseason,
pitch slows down, the game speeds up, and that's not a good combination for the hitter. Because like he's saying, you start to try and go get the baseball. The baseball's moving. Your head starts to move. That means two things are moving, and that makes the game real tough. So he's in a bad place right now.
That's it.
Oh, they're throwing him kryptonite.
Let me jump in there because I know Geoff has to go. Lisa Fraser wants to know this. Geoff, last one for you. Do you think players that have a better understanding of physics have a better advantage in the game and therefore better performance? Do you think that, Geoff?
That's a great question.
I think it's important for these guys to understand that these days because we talked about pitchers pitching on a different plane, but it's the application that worries me a little bit. Sometimes guys let their head get in the way of the game a little bit too much, and then things get a little screwy. So if the guy can understand it and apply it, that guy's going to have a way better chance, I think, yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
Very cool.
Hey, Geoff, I know you got to go, man. Thanks so much for joining us because you have to get to another interview right now.
He's a wanted man.
He's a wanted man.
Dude, I love the space shuttle up on the shirt.
No, I love talking with you guys. This is great stuff.
It's a pleasure, as always.
On your Astros shirt. And
take you up on that.
And that's in memorial to... it would have been, was that in your 03 jersey? Is that right?
Yes, you're exactly right.
So that would have been the Columbia disaster in memorial, because, of course, the manned space program is based in Houston.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Geoff, thanks a lot, man.
Over and out.
Pleasure. What an honor. You too.
Guys.
And for those of you who are with us via Facebook Live, we're going to continue with Neil and DJ. And I have a question now who says, Neil, can't wait to see you in Richmond. Did the Yankees use physics when designing the new stadium? That's the only reason I can think of to make it so easy for them to hit homers. Now, first of all, you kind of secretly hating on the Yankees. I don't appreciate it.
There's a hate innuendo.
A hate innuendo is there, but it's a very good question in that how does an actual design and construction of a stadium assist in the statistical performance of a player?
Well, so consider that if the air circulation in a stadium, if you have prevailing winds and you know that they're one way more often than another in the evening, and you want to exploit this for the stadium, you could, and your stadium is like U-shaped, horseshoe shaped, you can imagine orienting it so that the air circulates and then comes back out and helps the pitch and helps the hit ball. The thing is, it's not going to help one team and not the other team. Okay, so you can't claim that this is specifically a Yankee advantage in a game the Yankees are playing against another team.
Right.
What the Yankees did do in the original stadium was the Yankees had the farthest point in any field in the major leagues at 464-something feet. And it was so far out, the ball would never be hit there. And there was monuments out there, and there's a flagpole. There was stuff out there in the field.
There was stuff.
Okay? It's like, hey, there's extra space. Put some stuff there.
Right, we know we're never going there.
Okay, so now watch. And that it was left center field. The right field fence was 296 feet. It was the shortest point of any field. So you could hit a home run, not even hitting it 300 feet. Why? Because the Yankees' power were left-handers.
Right, so they pulled
in the 1920s. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig. And so they could just loft home runs just on a whim. So yes, in that case, they had a stadium designed for their batters. All right? And that way, and so if you want to talk about home run asterisks, you can say, oh, you hit most of your home runs on the shorter field. Over the short post.
Yeah.
Your homers are at home. rather than on the road.
Yeah, at least half will be.
Yeah, so
right, okay. And that would be more than half. Right.
This is where we play more games than not. Why not build our own advantage in?
Yeah, and in fact, if I always hit to exact right center, then bring that part in a promontory.
I'll even pay for it.
It's interesting because Citi Field originally was built for
Citi Field for the Mets.
Yeah, originally built for pitchers. But opposing teams were hitting so well there. They were like, well, how do we get our team to do as well? And they started bringing the fences in. And then opposing teams were still hitting well there. And then the Mets started to come around. But even when you try to build a stadium to match your team, because the Mets were trying to match their team for pitching, sometimes it doesn't work in your favor.
And another way you design a stadium for the pitcher, not the hitter, is have very wide foul zones.
Right.
Right. So,
you
all right.
Yeah. It does. You can catch a foul ball.
Right.
And
it's easier to catch a foul ball.
Right.
Right. Okay. So now, DJ, I got one from you, and this is from Soren Holland, who says this: "Hey, how you gonna wear a Brooklyn shirt and an Eagles hat?"
What's up with that?
I mean, I like all sports. I'm a big fan of everything. The Eagles is just a family thing, and then you can't go wrong with Mike Tyson. I mean, come on, and it's just
You're absolutely right. I have to tell you, DJ, that when I saw your shirt, I said to myself, okay, this guy, his ears look delicious, and I'm thinking about that. I might just take a little taste of them.
All right. So,
but I mean, if I would have planned better, if I would have known I was going to be coming on, I would have definitely worn Mets gear.
Oh, I just yanked them out of the street here.
Yeah.
So when you coach at Lehman College, are you mostly a strength coach, a batting? What do you?
I do most of the speed and strength stuff. I'm the third base coach, and I work with the outfielders and defense mainly. So,
okay, all right, cool.
Okay, I have a question for you. Yeah. The Astros have a diminutive hitter.
Altuve.
Yeah. What is going on there? Because normally it's the big power built, the guy with the guns just comes out, goes ding. This is a little guy that's.
It's an amazing,
he's making everything go ding, ding, ding.
Amazing talent, and it's funny because he was told at one point that we don't need you. Like when he originally got signed by the Astros, they told him to go home, and he got on a bus, and he's like, you know what, I'm not doing this, and he came back for the next day, and they're like, well, we cut you, and he's like, no.
and I am telling you, I'm not going.
I'm staying here, but he's
It's
got
no good when they put you on a bus.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, but they have. I mean, well, this is another country too.
Yeah.
So, so he stuck around and they kept him, and so now he's an MVP talent, but he has an unbelievable knack for making quality contact. His bat is always where the ball is. We were talking about Gardner before.
Yeah. So why is it now a little guy can do that, whereas before little guys weren't?
Bat speed.
It's bat speed.
It's all about bat speed
because you got to think about it. It's a bat path. So his hands get through the zone very quickly. And let's say he's using a 32-inch bat, which is probably going to be about 29, 30 ounces, give or take. I mean, he uses a tool that matches his size. And now all he has to do is make good contact with a ball that's coming 95 miles per hour. You're going to send that ball someplace.
But is his strike zone smaller? They have to shrink down.
Oh,
the strike
definitely.
Zone
I mean, his strike zone. The natural strike zone is going to be between knees and the letters, basically.
Yeah.
So he gets down nice and low. He's going to get a lot more pitches to hit because.
So we were talking about Aaron Judge being thrown kryptonite.
Yeah, he's 6.
What's his?
I looked it up. He's 6'8". 284 pounds.
Yeah.
Total opposite.
Right, but he's kind of proportioned. So he walks around and he looks normal, and then he stands next to someone else. Yeah. I said, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Like what? Jolly Green Giant just walked in.
He's next to guys in the dugout, and he just towers over them.
Yeah,
but
you just see a head moving across.
Interestingly enough, I'm watching the game. He crouches down. He actually does bend his knees. If you watch him, he's not trying to. He doesn't let them exploit his size. He actually gets down a little bit.
All right, let me get to one more question because we're running out of time.
Running low,
here.
okay.
All right, we're running low on time here. Neil, this is from Valerie Williams. Hey, Neil, if you were to throw a wiffle ball on Mars, how much different would the throw be compared to a regular baseball on Mars with Mars's gravity and atmosphere? It's a very good question.
So what's good about that question is, of course, a wiffle ball, it could leave your hand at 100 miles an hour.
That's right.
But it gets to the batter going nothing.
That's right.
Because it is totally absorbing the air.
Exactly.
The air resistance is all about that. And so on Mars, the air pressure is 1/100th of what it is here.
Oh.
Yeah. You're not. Yeah. There's hardly any air.
There's no pressure at all.
So you can take a wiffle ball, throw it 100 miles an hour, and get hurt by it.
So the thin atmosphere allows that wiffle ball with all those holes in it.
Here's how to think about it.
Go ahead.
The wiffle ball will behave in a thin atmosphere the way a heavier ball would in a heavier atmosphere.
Gotcha.
Right.
So
So
the thin atmosphere makes a wiffle ball heavier.
well, no, it makes it
It
won't
behave.
slow down as much.
Right, won't slow down.
Right. And with the lower gravity, I want to make sure we get this in. I calculated and tweeted long ago. There is a slowest possible pitch. That you
Where?
can throw.
Here on Earth?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Go on then.
Sorry. Yeah, on Earth.
Well, listen, I'm considering who I'm talking to. I'm just considering the source.
Yes. So if you calculate it, anything slower than this is going to bounce before it hits the catcher.
Okay.
So 25 miles an hour at 45-degree angle.
Okay.
That is the slowest
The
possible pitch.
slowest possible pitch
right.
to make it over the plate.
Make it from the pitcher to the catcher. 60 feet 6 inches.
Right.
Anything slower than that, at any other angle, is not going to make it.
Wow.
It's just going to tail off.
Yeah, it'll tail off. That's right. Right.
Super cool.
Yeah. So on a different planet, it will be airborne. Oh no,
there's the we brought up the
slowest pitch
tweet.
in baseball to reach. I said 30 miles an hour. And I'm thinking, my tweet from 5 years ago says 30 miles an hour. I'm gonna go check.
Now you got to redo all your calculations. You got to do all your calculations. It's either 25 or 30.
Yeah, but that's
either way. It's how fast I'm throwing a ball. All right, listen, we are out of time.
Oh, my gosh.
So make sure that you check out Gary and Chuck Nice on Playing with Science. And you can find everything that we do on StarTalkAllAccess.com. No matter what it is, if it's StarTalk, it lives there, plus things you can't find anyplace else. So make sure you check out StarTalkAllAccess.com. Neil, thank you.
Oh, sure. And DJ, thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
Thank
lovely to
you.
meet you.
Some baseball expertise.
Absolutely. And your confused fashion statement. Until next time, I'm Chuck Nice.
I'm Gary O'Reilly.
And we'll see you, man.
There you go.